And we begin this half hour with a big night on tap at the Republican National Convention. Thank you for staying with us for 7 News Detroit at 5:30. I'm Glenda Lewis. Today's RNC theme is Make America Strong Once Again, with a focus on military and foreign policy. And tonight, Senator JD Vance of Ohio is set to give his first speech since he was named former President Donald Trump's running mate Monday. Scripps News correspondent Haley Bould joining us from the RNC in Milwaukee. Haley, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. We're going to begin with that huge speech coming up tonight from Senator Vance. What can we expect to hear?
Good afternoon, Glenda. It's really shaping up to be a momentous occasion for Senator Vance. In many ways, this is his debut as former President Donald Trump's vice presidential pick on the Republican ticket. Keep in mind, he was once a Trump critic, but has turned into one of his staunchest allies. Republicans really think that Vance is someone who can appeal to young voters, Midwestern voters, and help them expand their reach beyond some of the key battleground states we have currently seen. But more than that, they also think his personal story is something that is going to appeal to Americans. And we expect him to talk about how his upbringing has impacted his views this evening. Earlier today, he gave what was perhaps a preview of his remarks tonight from the RNC stage, pointing to Trump's demeanor after Saturday's attempted assassination, as well as the contrast between Trump and President Biden on key issues like the economy.
In my home state of Ohio, the average Ohio family is about $10,000 poorer than they were 4 years ago. And of course, Ronald Reagan famously asked in a great debate, I think it was Jimmy Carter, he said, are you better off, he asked the American people in a debate with Jimmy Carter, I should say, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? And I wasn't alive when he asked that question, but I know millions of Ohio families who would answer that question with a resounding no.
And we're already seeing the campaign rhetoric between the Trump-Vance campaign and the Biden-Harris campaign heat up. Democrats accusing Vance of being a, quote, rubber stamp for Trump. The Biden-Harris campaign releasing a new ad today where Vice President Harris says Vance, quote, will be loyal only to Trump, not to our country. Now, we do know Harris and Vance spoke on the phone on Tuesday. We are told that Harris's approach on the campaign trail isn't expected to change. Vance was someone they anticipated could be Trump's pick. Now, a campaign official also says Harris has accepted a date for a debate of August 12th. But a Trump campaign senior advisor says they can't lock in a date for the debate before the Democratic National Convention, saying it would be unfair to, quote, whoever Kamala Harris picks as her running mate, a clear dig at some of the political turmoil we have seen among the Democratic Party and President Joe Biden's political future, as he has insisted he is staying in the race, Glenda.
So, Haley, the theme for day 3 of this convention is Make America Strong Once Again. How do we anticipate the Trump campaign is looking to convey this?
Well, this is going to be a heavy focus on foreign policy tonight. Everything from overseas conflicts to energy policy to border security. These are all things we have heard Trump heavily focus on the campaign trail. Now, keep in mind, his foreign policy agenda is really an America First approach, something that seeks to prioritize the United States, but can also be seen as isolationist, something that has drawn skepticism as well, particularly when it comes to Russia's war in Ukraine and the future of U.S. support there. Now, we are told that tonight through the lineup from speakers that include Gold Star families, lawmakers who have focused heavily on foreign policy, as well as others who are focused on border policy, that this is going to be something that underscores all of those platforms. But what could be some of the most moving moments, the parents of an American hostage held in Gaza by Hamas are also expected to make a bipartisan appeal tonight too, Glenda.
All right, Scripps News correspondent Haley Bould live at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. Thank you for joining us for a moment, Haley. And in Scripps News, reporting the headlines right down the middle matters. You can find Scripps News on your favorite streaming app or over the air on channel 31.5.